how long can everyone associated with the White House deny knowing anything? With me now, Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker, who joins us from Oxford. Senator, thanks for being with us.
Glad to be with you, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Senator, at what point does this administration totally lose its credibility?
Oh, well, that may have already passed. And by the way, I think you're a little tough on your mom. She might actually do a pretty good job there.
You know, so, Senator, I thought about saying that.
I don't know her, but I look forward to meeting her.
Thank you. I was going to say, Mom, I mean no insult that when I say you could do a better job, but thank you, Senator. But right now, what we know is that the president is saying he's going to let someone go who is leaving anyway, who wasn't there at the time the wrongdoing happened. And now what he intends to do is have the person who was in charge run Obamacare. What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you, the more we have hearings, and the more we bring officials in, put them under oath, and they realize what the consequences are of not telling the truth, the more information we'll get. Now, we learned some things yesterday that we didn't know. We learned that Mr. Miller thinks there's nothing illegal. He thinks it's regrettable. He's sorry that it occurred, but he doesn't think it's illegal. That's important that we know that. We also learned yesterday that this goes to the highest levels of the Treasury Department. These are not bureaucrats anymore. These are Obama administration Treasury officials. We now know that. And I think Chairman Camp of the Ways and Means Committee is correct. This is just the beginning of a series of opportunities for some members of Congress on both sides of the aisle to ask questions under oath and find out what the facts are. Next week, there are at least 2 hearings. And I guess my question is going to be to our leadership over on the Senate side, to Harry Reid. When is he going to allow the majority, they're the only ones who can set a hearing, when he's going to allow them to hold hearings on this very issue too? What we saw yesterday is an example of why it's important who runs, which party runs each house of the Congress. If the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi were in charge of the United States House of Representatives, these hearings would not have been scheduled. They would not be scheduled next week. And the public, which deserves the right to know, wouldn't be able to get these answers.
Senator, is there a possibility of having a special prosecutor investigate any of this? Will you be asking for that when you conduct your calling for hearings yourself?
You know, I don't know that that's necessary. I guess if the entire legislative branch were controlled by one party, that might be something that we should look at. I've been skeptical of the amount of resources that we've wasted over time and the amount of time it's taken to get these special prosecutors up and going, and they go way beyond their scope. I think the Congress, under Chairman Camp, under Chairman Issa, I think they're doing a pretty good job, and they will
Senator,
continue to get information.
Senator, with all due respect, nobody gets fired. Charlene Lamb was supposed to be removed, and I hear she's up for promotion on the Benghazi thing in the Department of State. No one gets, there are no consequences. Don't you feel like your hands are tied?
I don't think our hands are tied. I think other people will be fired. I mean, this is the opening week of really 3 major scandals. And it's frustrating at first, but I really think we're going to get to the bottom of this.
All right. Senator Wicker, thanks for being with us this evening. We're going to stay tuned to this one.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right. Enough.